Wow, look what we have here. Wow, I can't people today. Happy hump day, everyone. Hopefully Wednesday goes by fast and you literally just, you hump right over the day, which would be really good. So there's some really big news going on in Wednesday. We've seen people that have been going through a lot lately. We've seen that the Abbey case, unfortunately, that was quite bad as well too. Everyone's looking at it. Although there's more issues going around the world that maybe we don't want to avoid, like people missing in different ways, and it's sad. So this video isn't meant to like ruin your day. I'm sorry if you felt like it did already. It's only been 50 seconds. So the thought of today and the idea is that we're having our attention spoken to with people that have the personality disorders, Trisha Paytas, what she does all the time and how it sort of brings you to go back to her consistently over and over with how she feels inside is most likely a deep shame or regret, and she has to avoid that at all costs, because if she goes into it, then it's like facing that mirror. And that mirror is extremely painful in the reality of it, and it's not taking any recognition for yourself. But also, if you were actually traumatized by something and you do suffer from one of those more hurtful feelings, then maybe one of the reasons that you maybe you don't completely do it the same way that she does, and you do it in rather of an act of understanding for people instead of a more selfish-centered thing. But it stems from some type of either thought process throughout your life, and maybe something that you've clung on to right away as early because it made sense, and it would be really hurtful to your ego if you looked in the mirror and you saw that same feeling. So when you go and you hang out with certain people like that, the mirroring effect of going back and forth consistently is just an empty void of nothingness back and forth. It's like going like this into the camera. If I were to take my fantastic mirror and just put it and then you see how it just keeps going and going and going and going down there? That's exactly what's going on. And like you can look at that mirror all day and try to figure out what the problem is, and you'll never understand it, right? People like that, they're missing pieces of themselves as well too. And it can get really hard to have them. It's just they can't find themselves, because the thing is with personality disorders, it's literally looking into that mirror, and that's what defines them. So it not only hurts them with all the sense of shame and the guilt or whatever they're going through, which a lot of people with even post-traumatic stress and other illnesses have. It affects people that sort of build up to it too, and then make up stuff, and it's almost like, how do we know if she's lying or not? And to really avoid these two things, I guess, one, she found out when she was younger that she could lie, which everyone can lie, but to do that and then you can get stuff out of it works really good. And then on top of that too, when you get victimized from something, then now what you're doing is being completely selfish, and you are traumatized as well too. So and now it leaves you looking at like the mirror forever. It's like a inside out backwards mirror, and it's instead of the mirrors facing this way, they're facing the opposite way, and then somehow but there's still two mirrors there. They're just one side is like blank. It's like a circle of mirrors. It's just crazy. It's infectious towards that person themselves and causes a lot of destructive behavior, and really it's something you can't get out of personality disorders themselves, which obviously we know by now why we're looking at the videos, and we can't say like, oh, Trisha exposes herself. That would a lot of people with personality disorders have the same feeling that she does too, and maybe they don't want to be victimized, and now because of that what they're doing is letting themselves out of that because they want to always have that upper hand. And it's an actual happening. It does say that on even supportive websites for people with personality disorders as well too, in a different way, that there's comorbids with certain personality disorders, some higher percentage than others, but a lot of them would say, for an example, you have one, then you may have this one here. And what a lot of people talk about is narcissism, and just because you think that you have a little bit of narcissism doesn't mean that you have like a disorder. Like most people don't really actually have too much narcissism inside of them. Sure, they might have like some type of vanity or maybe lust or greed towards something which is selfish, and it's something that we can always learn to we can change unless it's part of our personality, and then that way we can't change it, and we're stuck looking at ourselves forever and never being able to change. To say that you're unable to change or make a change would be ignorance, or maybe it would be sheer upbringing and how you believe. And if someone were to go against that belief, you would feel extremely hurt in the ego, right? Which can cause a lot of problems. So when you're going up against someone like that who lies all the time, and then having that effect at the same time, which does happen to many people with the cognitive disorders like that. And I'm not saying that it's everyone. It's just something that needs to be spoken about, because no one literally has the balls to say it. And it's happening, and whatever. Like, I'm not trying to gain any supporters, and if you're trying to hide underneath someone like me or someone else because you feel like, oh, then I won't be seen that way, because you feel that sense of shame and guilt, then that would be in a way like I'm not connected with you personally whatsoever, and I don't feel the need to be part of you. And if you start making me or trying to make me think that I'm a part of you by making up these lies and fabrications, then we're seeing the same thing, and it's a repetitive process that will mimic the exact mirror that, for example, subject A, which is Trisha Paytas, compared to subject B, which is person underneath watching the video, same as what they're watching hers, because she's invalidating people's actual trauma. So there's two things going on. I feel like she has been known to have taken the test of the personality disorder one, I guess, with the dark triads being, I think, vanity being number one, just being self-centered and towards herself. So having that field being so extremely intense, and then the red flags that we've ignored, like her hitting or hurting someone else, and she may even lie to make it seem like what she's saying as a lie or like a truth is a lie, and that's actually a good lie. That's actually the truth, because it's a good lie truth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of back and forth, and like sort of messing with, I guess it's antisocial, if you may, sociopathic behavior as well too. Maybe she has three things going on. In her latest video, you go on and see her talk about stuff when she's more calm and collective, which is quite manipulative for people that, because what she's doing is mirroring the people that are going over the videos that would be, for an example, like me, that are more apt to understanding these certain things. And there's nothing that you can do about it by putting yourself underneath or connecting yourself, associating with someone like that is essentially it's allowing them into your life, even though it's not really, because boundaries are extremely low towards those people. And if you have low boundaries, then things will crush you. And the people that have the really low boundaries, and the person that has a really high one, if they can get over that, then that's an extremely good win. You're literally fighting, it's like you're fighting something that's extremely far apart. And even though you may seem like you're not fighting it, and I'm just having a general conversation, they may see me as over here, because that's what a lot of people with some type of extreme thoughts or beliefs that may alter their ego or hurt them would have. So, and I felt that before. I'll just go over briefly that I've had the similar experience with someone that was, I guess, that I knew and connected with, and maybe the connection was a mirroring process, and then at the same time a lot of fabrication and lies, which it was. And the lies that they told me were the same way that Trisha did. And to understand why I was in that situation is because what happens is you're looking into two mirrors going back at each other, and then you instantly, because that's like perfect, then it's perfect, and then you want it, and then it's not right, but they think it's right, and that's why they do it. They believe everyone needs that, and they could see it as like, oh, I'm actually taking care of someone, when that's actually, it's creating self-destruction, especially if you were to split. What I mean by split is when you have the mirrors facing each other and then they go the other way. Those mirrors in Trisha's way are both facing each other and like going away at the same time, almost with like that black emptiness of a void like I was talking about earlier. On one side is covered with the black, so there's just a big darkness going through it consistently, just entrapping you to watch the videos constantly. And to feed into this, you could be literally, I'm just letting everyone know that, and I'm not, and I hate to say letting, because, well, I wouldn't say letting people know, because what's going to happen is people will think that, oh, well, he knows everything, and I don't really know anything, and I'm talking, so I have to just valid or just say stuff, even though because someone might take it out of hand or whatever, and I just want to correct myself because I feel like it's appropriate, and I don't. I guess I have OCD with it, so yeah, making sure that everything goes in the appropriate, in the according line. If you want to watch her videos, you can do it until the day that she dies, and she's just going to do the same thing. It's a personality disorder. Personality disorders don't care about you. It's a personality disorder. It is what it is, and you'll never be able to change it. It's a structure inside of your head, but to understand it yourself is maybe something very strong. Most people, for an example, with those ones that are a little bit crazy, like, why is everyone else messed up in my life? And it's almost the same as a vice versa of when you've been inside of someone's life that had the mirror effect of the one that's more on the NDP side, that would make you go and connect with them, and then ultimately the breakup anyways, it's just looking into a mirror, and then you get the feeling that you're crazy, so you go to a therapist and they tell you that everyone else is, or either vice versa, that, well, I think you're having problems because of this or that, and then what the way that they have to explain it would have to be against everything that they go against too. So sometimes to really fix a problem, you have to go on the opposite end of it, and I guess that could make someone maybe split that type of ego into an ego that can allow itself to treat other people good. But anyways, yeah, personality disorders don't really care about you. They are what they are, and there's only pain in it, and there's no gain. It really hurts. The pain inside of that person is extreme. The shame, the guilt that they have, and the loss of feeling like they didn't deserve what they had for that part of that period of time of their life, or whatever happened in the meantime in between making it. The empty hole that's inside of them is just a void that just is an everlasting, expanding, dimensional crisis that can never be changed. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have something going on, this isn't a target at you. If you want to maybe make changes, that's up to you. People can do what they can to make changes in life, and it's all self-responsibility, and everyone else too needs to, I guess, work together, but also be independent as well too. So don't be like a person just completely being a follower. Be a leader. You can be a leader and a follower too as well too, but also willingness to open up and crack that and then change every now and then, which is cool. So yeah, don't stare in the mirror too long. You might go a little bit crazy. Anyways, thank you very much for watching the video if you did. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great hump day, and hope you humped over it pretty well, and you fell on the right hill, and you dug that good hole. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.